Upon staring at the title of this video, you're gonna be maybe confused or conflicted or maybe even like disagreeing with me, which is totally understandable. But I am here to explain why I think he's good. I'm going to explain his flaws, what he excels at, and why he's the worst, best ID that we have in Limbus. As always, if you enjoy these types of videos or any particular type of content, please do subscribe. It helps out a lot. Also like and leave a comment if you want to say something. But yeah, anyways, let's get into the video. Oh, zero lunacy tier.
Holy Christ, there's nothing left.
Just in case anyone watching this video is unaware of how the identity system works in Limbus, I'll give a brief explanation on how it works real quick. Unlike most gacha games where you get characters to, a summon system, in Limbus, instead, you have 12 base characters named Sinners, right? These are the characters you're going to command in battle, and for every new character you meet, your Sinners can get an identity of them. For example, in Kanto 4, you fight enemies named K-Corp Class 3 Staff, and you have an identity of them on Honglu. This can go for characters that are enemies, friendlies, or even bosses. And in lore, this system that they use is a mirror technology. So for at least as of now, we don't have like any new characters to use. We just take the identities of characters we have met or fought. And the identity I'll be talking about today is the Index Nursefather identity for Yi Sang. I'm going to be discussing the kit of the Index Nursefather Yi Sang. And to be quite honest, it's not a hard kit to understand. I'm gonna go over his skills down the line, and then we're gonna look over his passives and how it comes to play with his skills. First off, we have his skill 1, which is Enwrap 330 times in long swaths of frozen blood. This attack is pretty basic, and at equal offense levels, you can roll up to 16 with skill 1 and get unbreakable coins if you have unlock 3. Fairly decent clashing power, and it doesn't take that much to get its full conditionals. And if you have a blunt attack, you are very likely to get it. You get a 50% damage bonus on top of the already easy to achieve conditionals. Not a complicated skill 1, and it does its job well. Moving on to skill 2, which is Rebel with Soundless Applause, Impale and Voiceless Sorrow. This skill can roll up to 22 or 23 if you have Mark of the Prescripts. Conditionals, as always, easy to achieve. With unlock, you can get up to 3 unbreakable coins. And let's not forget, if you get a Pierce weapon, which is more likely than not that you will able to get, 15% damage conditional, easily achieved. And the last of his base skills is skill 3. Raise and Laugh the Blade, Cry the Waterfall like the scent of fallen leaves. It can roll up to a max of 24, and it deals a lot of damage. If you're a slash skill, you get 25% damage. And if it's marked with a Mark of the Prescript, it deals 20% damage on top of the 25% damage. You can get a total of 4 unbreakable coins on your skill 3, which is just amazing. And the conditionals are not hard to achieve as always. And for his defense skills, he has an Evade, which is very, very good. You can get 6 Grace of the Prescripts immediately and unlock 2 just by using the Evade in turn 1. These are all for the basic skill overview. Now we're gonna go over his passives and what makes him a very good generalist. Oh my god! The passives on Rien Sang are what makes his character very, very good. Starting off with simple ones like Grace of the Prescripts and Unlock. These will give offense level and defense level depending on the stage or how many Graces of Prescript stacks you have. You can easily attain these by using the Evade to skip a stage, or you can perform the Prescripts by attacking a target with a marked skill or using a marked skill depending on the Prescript level. With Unlock 3, you can get defense level 3 and heal 15 SP every turn. And with Grace of the Prescripts, you can get up to 3 offense level. Although you do have to be careful, because if you do not perform a Prescript for a turn, you do gain karmic consequences. And this will give you defense level down or fragile, depending on the amount of stacks. But if you do reach Unlock 3, you will not gain any more karmic consequences. So try reaching that if you don't want any defense level down or fragiles before freestyling the Index Nursefather Yi Sang. One of the most important parts of his passive is Procuration Hermes. This is obtained by using skills with the Mark of the Prescripts and hitting enemies with unbreakable coins. And at the end of the turn, you get Procuration Hermes depending on the amount of unbreakable coins you have left. And if you get 9 stacks of Procuration Hermes, you will get Unlock 3. And at Unlock 3, you will get Shin. And his passive Shin Fate will give you bonus +1 min and max speed. You get additional 1 poise, potency, and count from base skills. And if this unit's SP is higher than the target's, you deal 1% for every 3 SP difference, and you will get a max of 15% damage bonus for having max SP. Also, one of the passives he starts off with is Wound Casing Mask. This gives you an offense level +2 and a defense level -2, and you take 10% less damage for unopposed attack. And if you do get staggered, you have a stagger recovery, Sizzling Wound. This gives you +3 offense level and -3 defense level down. But if you have unlock 3, this downside is mitigated. You take 25% less damage from unopposed attacks, and turn start you gain 1 burn and 1 bleed. And then you also deal 50% bonus damage with base attacks on breakable coins, which is going to be all coins the moment you hit unlock 3. So already, like, from what I told you, he's very good. Like, he's just good. Offense level 6 at least, defense level 3 to mitigate his defense level down from his, wound casing passives. But what I didn't mention so far is what really makes this character just the greatest generalist of all IDs. His skill 3-2 containing 9 unbreakable coins for Yosa Replica. Of all skills in the game, Yosa Replica is one of, if not the strongest move in the game. Having 9 coins on top of already applied damage bonuses, and if you are to use Yosa Replica while having the passive Sizzling Wound, you get another passive effect for the turn called Indulgence and Prescripts. It gives you +5 speed for that turn, 30% more damage, +1 potency for both sinking and poise, and on hit, once per target, you can apply 3 sinking count. So you will deal a lot of damage regardless of target resistances. Yi Sang is just such a fun identity to use, and he's easily one of the best generalists in this game, if not the best one. You're able to throw him in any team and he will perform well due to his damage and clashing. Now that we got his entire kit out of the way, it's time to talk about his flaw. A flaw that is so major that it stops him from being a top 3 identity, or even the best one. And that flaw is his lack of focus on status effects. Yi Sang is a very strong ID, but in a team setting he will just output damage and not do much to help with applying status effects. I am mainly talking about sinking here, as poise is more so a self-sustaining status effect and doesn't need much to sustain the potency or count. Let me bring up an example of what I mean. Recently Yi Sang got a Solemn Lament Ego. This helped him apply sinking, both potency and count. This not only buffs Funeral of the Dead Butterflies Yi Sang ID, it also helps him apply butterflies every turn. This makes the identity even stronger, as he was already a status-defining identity for the sinking team. Another example is the new Dawn Office IDs. They are amazing for burn and tremor scores teams. Their damage output is crazy good already, and the extra damage from Tremor Scourge plus burn helps elevate not only their damage potential, but also helps the other IDs such as the Thumb Nursefather Rodion and the Thumb Apprentice Heathcliff and other Thumb IDs to achieve their own conditionals on top of bursting Tremor Scourge even more. You can also bring examples from Rupture Team as a Hei Shafaz, Lord Hung Lu. As for Burn, you have Magic Bullet Otis and her ego with Dark Flame. I bring these examples because as great as the Index Nursefather Yi Sang is for his own damage and taking prowess, he doesn't help elevate anyone else other than Index Dawn for now. Because in the end, Limbus Company is a team building game, so any identity that helps with pouring potency or count into an enemy will be more often than not better to use in a team as they all synergize with each other. So, my conclusion is that the Index Nursefather Yi Sang is 100% a great identity, standing as an all-rounder of some sorts. But for any status-focused team, he doesn't help much as his sinking application is not as good, and Funeral of the Dead Butterflies Yi Sang just excels better in a team. That doesn't mean he's bad at all, but this definitely stops him from reaching top 3 territory. I would put him in talks of top 5 or maybe even top 10 easily. As much as I love this identity, he unfortunately doesn't provide much for a team status effect other than pure damage. That is good, yes, but it doesn't amp up status count or potency as much as any other identity could. If you watched until the end of this video, thank you so much. It means a lot to me that you've stayed for this long for a Chad like me to yab about one of his favorite characters in the game. As always, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe and like, it helps out a lot. And if you have anything to say about this video, do leave a comment and let me know your thoughts. If you also want to provide a video ideas for next video, I'm all ears. But yeah, that's all for today, and I hope you have a lovely day. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.